from Tag Talk and also from Media Row over at SummerSlam this past weekend. Haley's joining us here. Yes, that's right. I got you. How you doing, Haley? Good morning.
Hi, good morning. Thank you guys for having me on this morning.
Thanks for joining us.
Thank you for joining us, Haley. Again,
I always have time for the both of you.
We appreciate that. The fact that you came on Friday again when you had actual work to do was very, very appreciative.
You literally, when you messaged me and you were like, join from the room, and I was like, I'm in the middle of an interview right now. Give me like 10 minutes.
Well, okay, so let's peel back the curtain as we like to do here. So we knew you were going to SummerSlam in Detroit, and you weren't even sure of like if you were doing press junket and stuff. So I wanted to have you on Friday just because I knew you were going there. We could do a SummerSlam preview or something and do all of that. And then on like Thursday, you're like, oh, I'm doing the press junket. And I was like, all right, cool. Awesome. That's great. And I know those press junkets usually go from like 10 to 12, basically, which is when our show goes. And I'm like, I'm just going to send you the link anyway. If you want to join and give us a tour, you're more than welcome to. And if not, you don't have to because you actually have work to do. Again, the fact that you actually did join us was very appreciative. We got to see a little bit of the behind the scenes there on the media thing. So I'm just going to go ahead and ask, like, how was your experience overall? I know it was your first WWE event. And how was the overall experience from doing the press junket, being in the press box, hanging out with a bunch of pals, the overall experience from SummerSlam weekend?
It was great. Like you said, I had no idea I was even doing like interviews or anything that weekend. I was like, oh, I'll just go. I'll have fun. Like, see friends. Like, it's still going to be a great experience because it was my first PLE and my first like really big like WWE event like that. So I was just excited to kind of, take it all in. And then they emailed me like super late on Thursday night. And I was like, oh, I actually have to do work tomorrow morning. So I was up until like 3 a.m., like, prepping for that. And then, it was so much fun. I was so out of my element. Like I do interviews and stuff all the time, but I've never done anything like that. But everybody was so accommodating and so helpful. And, it was really fun. I had a lot of fun.
How many, listen, I got to ask because I loved the jacket that you were wearing. And I know a lot of people shouted you out for it. How many people complimented the jacket at the media event?
So many people. Like it was a topic of conversation. Like every time I walked past somebody, they were like, "Oh my gosh, I love your jacket," and I was like, I don't know what it was about that jacket. I really don't, but everybody loved it.
It was very like Asian Asuka inspired. It looked good. So I gotta give you props for that. It was really good.
Thank you. I appreciate it. I might have to break it out at another event or something. I don't know.
Make it your thing. You got Brock Lesnar t-shirt guy wearing his thing. All this. You got Frank the Clown, that piece of garbage, wearing face paint and painting his hair. You could go in the jacket. People will love it.
It's my gimmick now. It is. I love it.
Stylish jacket Haley, someone says in the chat. Anyway, so you get there. It's a bit overwhelming of an experience. I've been there myself, and I can attest to that. What kind of helped you settle down a little bit? What helped you calm down, if anything?
Honestly, I don't know. Sean was so helpful this weekend, and I'm not just saying that because I have a Fightful show and whatever. Like genuinely, he was so helpful, and he really talked me down. And there was a moment where I was going to talk to Ricochet, and like I think he could tell I was like super nervous, and I didn't want to like assert myself. Like I'm not like super assertive like that. Like, but he was like, Haley, you need, like, he gave me the best pep talk. He was like, Haley, you just need to elbow people if you have to. Like, just get in there, just do it. Like, it was great. But after that, I think I really warmed up and it was good. So shout out to Sean for that. He was great all weekend.
Nah.
No, shout out to Sean. Okay. I take back everything I just said.
How was the press box? There was the photos where you guys were in the rafters with Sting. What was the viewing like from the press box, and how many Slim Jims did you eat?
I didn't eat any because I'm vegan, so I can't eat them. But there were so many just everywhere. Malcolm was sitting next to me, and he was eating them all night, and I smelt it. Like it was just Slim Jim meat just everywhere.
He was meat boxing,
right? Yeah. like like how people like hot box. Like I was like, oh, like meat box.
I feel like meat boxing is a rated R sport somewhere, okay?
But yeah, I didn't have any. But the press box, it was fun. It was a really good experience. I couldn't mark out too hard for things, but I don't know. It was a good experience. I think maybe next time I would get a ticket instead, so I can go a little harder. But it was fun. Yeah.
What was your moment of the night? You were there live. You saw the crowd popping or not popping. What did it for you? What was your favorite moment?
I mean, my favorite moment. I mean, my favorite match, Seth and Finn. Like, I was so dialed in for that match. I don't even remember what was going on around me. Like, people were talking to me, and I was just like zoned into the ring. and Nikki Bushi and Emily and I were all sitting next to each other, and it was just like dead silent. And then something would happen, and we'd be like grabbing towards each other. It was great.
You asked Zoe Stark about pineapple on pizza.
I did.
This is one of my favorite questions from the weekend, by the way. So credit to you. I love running like wacky stories and stuff. Why asking her about pineapple on pizza?
So we were talking about, I wanted to ask like a really like funky kind of question to some of them. And Detroit is really big on like Coney Island hot dogs and Detroit style pizza. So I was like, oh, this feels like just a fun question to throw into some of them, And so I had asked her that, and she was like, I've never had either of those. And then we started talking about Detroit style pizza because she asked me if it was like Chicago deep dish. And I was like, oh, kind of. But then I was like, you know what? I'm going to ask her. I'm just going to throw it in. I was like, it's controversial, but do you like pineapple on pizza? And she was like, absolutely. And I was like, you know what? Question of the weekend. We high-fived. It was great. Like, I don't know why in that moment I was like, I just need to high-five her for that. But I'm such a good sport about it.
The mark of a great heel, knows how to answer a question. Just like that. I can't believe that. Why pineapple? I'm not going to open this can of worms, or I guess this can of pineapples. But no, it's not worth it to me.
What do you have against pineapple on pizza, Joel?
I never liked it. I just never liked it. I like savory foods, especially like spicy savory foods. I like my sweet and spicy kind of, or my sweet and savory kind of separated. That's just me.
See, I like the mix of like sweet and salty. That's why it works for me.
To each their own. It's like I don't like pretzels with chocolate and all that. It's just not my thing. But you know what? Go enjoy what you enjoy. Except for Zoe Stark. Don't say that. Pineapple.
I forget who it was, but we were also talking, I don't remember who said it, but something about like chocolate and chili, and I got so enraged because I was like, chocolate and chili is a must. You have to do it. And they were like, absolutely not. I don't remember who it was though.
Okay, I tried that at a tapas restaurant once, and yeah, that's actually pretty good. I'm gonna give
it adds so much depth to the chili. It's so good.
Chocolate is versatile. That's the thing, because chocolate's not just milk chocolate. It's not just the Hershey's or the Reese's chocolates that you find. It can be dark chocolate, can be bitter, and the bitter and the chili kind of works together. So it's not so bad. You just have to try it. Absolutely. It's not going to taste like a Hershey's bar mixed with chili. Yeah. It's going to taste like bitter with a hint of like just a cocoa flavor.
Yeah. Okay. I know Haley is cooking expert. She does eating with the indies, a book. Oh, look, I'm gonna call you a cooking expert. You're more than anybody else here. What are some other weird stuff that you guys are? No, chocolate and chili? Absolutely not.
This one's gonna get me canceled, but I'm gonna say it anyway. Look, I love pickles, and I've tried a lot of pickle combinations. Like I've done pickle bites, like burger bites, where I'll put like burger sauce on top of it. It's really good. And like a chicken nugget with it. Oh, it's the best. Okay. I've done pickles and chocolate, which is good. Pickles and peanut butter, which is good. And then on TikTok, there's like a craze where people will take like a fruit roll up and a pickle and like wrap it around it and put like chamoy on it, which is like a sweet, like spicy sauce. And I'm kind of into that. I don't know. I think anything with pickles. I don't know.
What is happening? Oh, that's too much pickle and too many things.
Have you ever taken a banana and a slice of like Kraft cheese like the slices, the individual slices. You just put the banana in the there you go. See, things get much
I
better.
Banana
right
and
through the line and not like pickles and peanut butter.
See? That's where it gets worse. It happens.
banana and cheese?
That is
know.
cursed food.
No.
What are you guys doing up there in Canada?
This is a while. This is when I was much younger. I've stopped with that, but man, that was a thing at the time. I don't know why it worked, but it just happened.
Absolutely not. I like the crazy. I'll do like banana and peanut butter. That's not crazy.
That's
all.
not
Like,
not at all.
That's good.
no. Yeah, that's very banana peanut butter sandwich. That's tremendous right there. You guys are insane with some of this stuff. Absolutely insane.
People are already asking, what the hell is this show? Welcome to our morning show. This is what we do.
Yeah, we allegedly talk wrestling, and then people get mad at us when we talk about food. That's what happens on this show.
And you get a McGriddle, and then you take chicken.
McGriddle's good.
They are good.
It's
Okay.
very good.
Yeah, okay. Wrestling. Justified. This is wrestling chat. That's the way coming from Louis V. See, this is why we do it, because people send a super chat saying this is justified. This is wrestling fans. Oh my goodness. Okay. So you were really into the World Heavyweight Championship match. Talk to me about the bottom of the third. You had the Bloodline match, which seemed to have a lot of people talking really both ways. It was a pretty interesting finish and a pretty interesting match. What do you think of it live in the arena?
So I talked to a lot of people that watched it at home because obviously the live experience is so different. I was like, was the crowd like not that great on TV? Like, what was going on? And they were like, no, it was so quiet. Like, nobody was into it. And I was like, well, I did not. Like, the crowd was so into it at Ford Field. I was Team J all the way. I figured he wasn't going to win, but I had to be Team J anyway. Yeah, I don't know. The finish was super interesting, especially with like the whole like tribal combat kind of description that they put on the stipulation. Like I didn't really understand, why Jimmy and Solo were able to get involved, but I was like, you know what? I'm rolling with it anyway. Like I'm excited to see kind of the feud between brothers. I always love that kind of stuff. I was here for it when Nikki and Brie did it, and I was like, oh, we're recycling. I'm here for it.
All right, Haley, let's be honest. If Matt turned on Nick, you would not be here for it.
Honestly, I kind of would be.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like you would be heartbroken if this happens.
Honestly,
All in, FTR, they're doing this match, and then all of a sudden Matt super kicks Nick in the middle of the match. The Elite is broken. No, tag talk would be
okay when you put it that way. Yeah, I guess. But I've always said like I would love to see like Nick do a singles run, but I feel like they're better together, and I don't think they'd ever split up. So
Yeah, BTE 200 proved that one.
oh yeah.
I didn't say that out loud.
Impact. Matt, what was it? Was Jeremy and Max were their names in
Yeah,
Impact?
Jeremy Max.
Yeah, they feuded in Impact, right?
We did.
Yeah, I don't know whose call that was, Dixie. Anyway, were you did you attend the press scrum afterwards after the show at 1:00 in the morning?
I did not. I wasn't invited. We had this thing because we all got like different colored wristbands, and we were all confused because like some people got pink, some people got purple, and I got purple. And so a couple of us were like, "Oh, they grimaced us." But I was just so excited to even be invited to something like that, especially it being, one of the big 4 events that they put on. It was just fun to be, included in all of that.
The purple wristband people should have crashed the press conference, honestly. You guys just walked in there and be like, why were we cut from the press conference? And then Triple H could say you guys were never scheduled for the press conference. Should have just crashed it. That's what should have happened. Go ahead, Joel.
Well, no, I was going to say, why didn't you guys just stand outside of the press room with picket signs? Purple people deserve love too, or something. I don't know.
Purple people.
I do have to say though, so they had food and stuff for everybody, and like I didn't eat anything because I wasn't super hungry. But then when Cody and Brock was happening, I was like, I really want to go see Cody's entrance. And the press box to the floor is very far. But when we found out we could go, we had access to the floor, I was like, I'm gonna go. And I had these shoes on all weekend. My feet were killing me. I spent like 12 hours walking in downtown Detroit in these shoes. And then I had to sprint from the press box down to the floor to ringside in these shoes. And I don't know how I made it, but when I got back, I was like, I need fuel in my body. And I don't know, the lemonade that they had was so good, and this chocolate chip cookie really saved my life.
Well,
Did they not have an elevator?
They did, but we had to take the elevator down, and then you have to like walk. Like, it's a very far walk, and there were so many stairs. My feet, I was like floating. Like, I didn't even think I was walking. I didn't even feel anything.
you got your steps in that day, that's for sure.
Mhm.
It's funny because like I did Montreal, and I did the Elimination Chamber show, which
Yeah.
like wasn't supposed to be as big of an event as it became.
Mhm.
And it became bigger because it was Canada and it was Sammy and all that stuff. So like they started doing the press events. Otherwise, like next month when they're in, is it Pittsburgh for Payback?
Pittsburgh.
Yeah. So next month when they're in Pittsburgh, I don't know if they're going to do nearly as much as what they did in Montreal, because they're kind of on the same par. You guys got a press box. We were just seated in a section, you know, put on our own next to the cameras, and we didn't get any floor access until they brought us down for the main event because of the way that the venue is shaped. They had to like take us from our seats across the way to the other side of the arena so that we can go right from there to the press room, and they had to like march us through the backstage area and see like everyone just like the kayfabe is dead. You're just seeing everyone hanging out with everyone. And it's wild, but I'm sure like in your experience, because you were able to go down on the floor, like it was a little more like contained. So I'm guessing they didn't like parade you around backstage to get anywhere, because I guess Bell Center is just like a weird place in Montreal to work.
You know, we met at a certain spot, and then we were taken up in groups to the press box, and that's pretty much where we stayed all night.
Gotcha. Okay. Because yeah, it was weird, but the fact that you were allowed down onto the floor, that actually is really cool, because I didn't know that was something that was offered at an event like this. Because
I had no idea, and then somebody that was sitting next to me, his name is Adam, he was like, just to let you know, like, we have access to the floor. And I was like, okay. Okay, great to know. I will be utilizing that.
that was Barnard, right?
Yeah, Adam Barnard.
Yeah,
He's been on the show before.
Yeah, talked about cinema with us and the entire Bloodline story.
Did you guys get him a cake? It was his birthday.
I know. We didn't, but we should have. But he got stranded downtown. Like, we were all kind of doing our own thing, and he wanted to meet up for like breakfast and stuff, but we were all kind of editing and stuff. And then he was like, guys, I'm stranded at Mom's Spaghetti, which is an M&M's restaurant that we had the day before that like made us all sick.
No.
Okay, so I was
I
gonna ask about Mom's Spaghetti if anybody went, because I know that that Bill Pritchard took a picture, and I was asking anybody in Detroit to buy me an M&M hat or something, but I didn't know who all went. But it sounds like kind of everybody went.
Oh yeah, I feel like it was an experience. I don't think I would do it again if I was in Detroit. But
Well,
like,
I wonder why.
like, it's the experience. It was a good experience.
Gotcha.
I don't understand why it made you sick. I mean, I guess it's in the song that like it's probably gonna make you sick. So
Well, because it was all the carbs, and then like it was so hot that day, and we were walking around instead of taking Ubers because the Ubers were so expensive. So just the carbs sitting in your stomach in the heat, it's like not. We probably should have done something else.
Did you do anything else? Yeah, exactly. It's in the song that like Mom's Spaghetti is gonna give you vomit on your sweater.
Exactly.
Already. Did you do anything else fun in Detroit? Any other experience that you took in while in Detroit?
Oof,
Did you do the SuperStore?
I did go to the SuperStore twice. I went on Thursday, and I didn't get anything, so I was like, maybe I'll just like wait and see. And then I ended up going the day of the pay-per-view with a friend, and I picked up the shirt. It was so packed. I was like, I should have just got this on Thursday. I don't know why I didn't expect that it was going to be packed like that. The line was so long.
Well, if you're like me, you go at the last minute and you're just like, man, I hope they have clearance prices. And then you realize, no, idiot, they're not going to put anything on clearance prices.
Oh.
This shit's going on their website. It's going on Fanatics. Whatever.
Why
But
would you think they're doing anything on clearance? What is wrong
I
with
don't
you,
know, man.
Joel?
Once upon a time, I was able to get so much good WWE merchandise on clearance, like on the website, not at a premium live event. But those days are gone. I'm old. I get
Yeah, I
it.
remember that because that's when I got my Daniel Bryan sweater, like the red one that he used to have with the finger
Yeah.
holes. That's when I got that.
I still have the finger. I got my Raw 25, my Brock Lesnar one. I have a Samoa Joe hoodie that I still love to wear in the winter. Oh God, miss that. Miss those cheap hoodie days. Made my life so much better.
Haley, last one. Just your overall experience at SummerSlam. A grade. Would you do it again? Just the overall experience that you had this past weekend.
I would give it an A. I had a lot of fun, a lot of, I got to meet up with a lot of people that I respect and I've worked with online, and I've met people that, I've never worked with before, but I hope to in the future. So it was fun. In the pay-per-view, I had a blast, or the premium live event, sorry. But I would totally do it again, whether as media or not, even as a fan. It was fun.
Are you doing Pittsburgh? I don't know if they even sent stuff out, but are you planning for Pittsburgh?
No, because I'm doing All Out, and that's the same weekend, right?
Yeah, we're trying to figure all of that out. They got to stop with this same weekend nonsense. I'm tired of it. They got to knock it off.
We did a whole
Survivor Series, though, possibly.
Survivor Series, gotcha.
Yeah,
there you go.
We did a whole 20 minutes on what's going on in August in the wrestling world.
Not speaking of August, not speaking of the end of August, that back-to-back weekends, essentially. Not speaking of any of this.
Well, instead, I'll give you this. Haley, as you start to plug your things, Tag Talk is back today, is it not?
Yeah, today.
Give us
back in a month.
Yeah, give us a quick overview. Tell us about Tag Talk. Tell us about what you're going to talk about today, and then plug your stuff.
Honestly, I have no idea what we're going to talk about today. Right before I got on the show, I was like, I'm recording with Jeremy and Joel in a little bit, and I have to ask you, what are we talking about on Tag Talk today? And I don't think she answered me back yet. But we're gonna, we're just gonna figure it out. It's our first show back in a month. Obviously, Kylie was out, doing amazing things with work and stuff, and I'm so proud of her. But yeah, Tag Talk is a show with my best friend Kylie and I on Fightful Overbooked, and we talk about tag team wrestling, like we recap the week in tag team wrestling. Sometimes we'll do like dedicated episodes to stuff. We love talking about the elite. Pretty often. But yeah, you can check out our stuff over there. I'm just so happy to be back. I missed doing the show. I really did.
We are happy the show is back on the channel. I tried to solicit super chats from everybody on Friday saying all the money is just going to Tag Talk. If it went specifically to you girls, it would go to you. Otherwise, I was going to take it all for myself. But if they said this is for Tag Talk, I would keep it for Tag Talk. One day, Sean is going to put you on the main channel, and I'm very sad when that happens. I'm going to fight against it. That's what I'm going to do.
Yeah, I heard he was very, proud of everything that I did this weekend. So, maybe the clock's ticking, Jeremy. I must tell you, I'm a hot commodity now.
I know. I always knew it. That's why when we wanted the show in the first place, and we talked with you and Kylie about it, and we don't have to get into everything, but when stuff happened, we were like, yeah, you guys can do whatever you want. Joel and I support everything you do. I know how hard both of you work. And I always thought both of you were just creative and committed and everything. I was like, yes. So whatever you girls want to do, just let us know. We're fine with it. We'll make arrangements. We'll make accommodations. We'll figure it all out. I'm very happy that the show is back. And I said it on Twitter. I'll say it here. Like, I'm just super proud of everything that you have done, that Kylie continues to do in wrestling and out of wrestling. But, seeing all the pictures and just all the comments from you this weekend just made me really happy, because, again, I know how hard you work. I'm very happy, just all your success, that you got that opportunity, that you made the most of that opportunity. And just keep doing a great job, Haley. And don't ignore me the next time AEW is in town and I ask, like, hey, and you're like 3 rows in front of me, and I'm like, hey, you want to like meet up? And you just ignore my message.
Oh, Jeremy, are we still on this? This was like a year ago. I was new. I was nervous.
Next time AEW is in Cleveland and we're both there, just don't actually say hi.
I promise I will.
Just walk on by.
you know I'm kidding, but thank you again. Thank you for all you do for Fightful Overbooked. And again, I'm just super proud of you and Kylie and everything you girls are doing. And I will fight Sean Ross Sapp to keep Tag Talk on Overbooked. Literally throw hands with him. He'll beat me up, but I'll throw hands with him.
You know, it may be the same brand, but I think it's going to turn into the bidding war. I don't know what year. I don't know if it'll be 2023, 2024, but you know.
we definitely ain't got main channel money. We do not have main channel money at all.
Our Supermax deal is a thank you and a please stay.
Yeah. We do what we can, but no, we definitely don't have main channel money, you know. That's why we're appreciative of.
Well, you know, maybe it's not about the money, you know, maybe it's not.
That's all we can hope is like it's about loyalty and stuff, because it comes down to money. We are screwed.
Oh my goodness.
We are screwed. Thank you again, Haley. You talked about Tag Talk. I don't know if you did like proper plugs, but go ahead and do actual proper plugs.
Oh yeah, you guys can follow me on Twitter. It's on here. I wrote a book. I have to grab the book.
Yes.
It's called Eating the Indies. It's a wrestling cookbook. I'm really proud of it. It's available on Amazon. Just called Eating the Indies, so you guys can check that out if you want. Yeah, I think that's it. Oh, my interviews and stuff from this weekend I did for Nerds and Beyond. So those are all up on the website. And I'm working on getting like clips and stuff edited and posted to socials. So definitely check those out if you want. And I think that's it.
Go check them out. Thank you for joining us this morning. This was a blast. We always appreciate it. And we always appreciate the good pals coming on and hanging out with us. Thank you, Haley.
Thank you guys for having me.
Thank you, Haley. Everyone watch Tag Talk today, 3 p.m. Eastern on Fightful Overbooked.
Absolutely. All right.
Bye, Haley.
Take care.